I'm going to try to do a quick little help video on the Stern Expression speaker lighting kit, what comes with it and how to install it. This will be my first install, so please be patient with me, but hopefully this can help you out too. So just first thing I want to do is get the package opened up, get things laid out. Looks like we get some new grills here. I'm assuming these are Lexan to help diffuse the light. Looks like a template, Ethernet cable, some power cords, node board over here, which I assume is going to control the lights, and then you got some ferrite rings and miscellaneous hardware. I'm going to jump into the manual here, look it over a little bit, and then I'll start assembling it. So one of the first things that they have us do is remove the right speaker. So what we're going to do is get your key to open up the panel here. Going to open that up, and then we're going to remove the back glass because I know that there's going to be more, to give us more access, and probably have to install that node board. So I'm going to get this and set this out of the way, and we'll get to removing the speaker here. So again, first thing they have us do is remove the right speaker from the machine. I powered off my machine. I actually unplugged it from the wall. Figure there's no reason to have power going to it. So we're going to undo that. You're going to need a 5/16" driver and a Phillips driver. I have one of these multi Phillips here. First thing I'm going to do is remove these two small screws. Side. Then get our 5/16. Sorry, going a little slow here. Actually, let's pop this out of here. Well, no, that'll come out with this just fine. Aside for a second until I get. Be good to have a little magnetic holder with you, or a dish to keep the parts in. There is one of these on the other side. You can see supporting it, so it should be fine. Just remember when you put it back together to put it in the same spot. And that should lift right out of there. Grab these washers so we don't lose those. Sorry. Got a little. And we'll go install this light on it. I think this piece of foam is going to get removed too. We'll see. Next thing they have us do is remove our speaker from the speaker assembly. Again, using that 5/16" driver. Set those aside, set your speaker aside, and grab these. Look like they're made of fiberglass. Like a fiberglass washer off of there. Set this aside. I went ahead and opened up our hardware bag over here. Next thing they have us do is they have us grab one of the light assemblies. They're the same. There's no left or right. They have you grab the speaker. Put our old hardware over here. And from the back side, they have you line up speaker wire with the wire on this going down. You'll line up these holes here, and then they have you take these little plastic, see if I can get a good, almost like a handheld push rivet. And you're gonna, I'm not gonna seat these yet, I'm just gonna set them in there. where they're going to go. This is align the speaker cable with the light ring. Use the push rivets to attach the speakers to the rear side of the ring assembly. Press opposite corner push rivets simultaneously to ensure the speaker remains centered. So I'm going to push the clamp. I was trying to do one at a time, but didn't get it. I think they may give you a spare here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, they sure do. Thank you, Stern. So I may have put one in already. It's fine. Let's get this one right though. Sure enough, pops right in. I think I can get that, press that out of there. I just didn't. I'm just wasting time on video though. Get that in there. Press it in, lock it in. Again, we'll get this one lined up. Make sure the bottom half goes in the hole first. So apologies if I didn't show that before, but make sure the lower half's in. Don't just press it in from the top because you don't want to pre-lock it like I kind of did that other one. But yeah, pretty straightforward. It was locked really well. I'm going to try to get that other one adjusted really quick, see if I can pop it back out of there. Actually, let's see if I can just push that pin back out. Well, I don't want to waste your time on video. We'll move on to the next step. Just so I could show it real quick, I was able to get my fingernail between that piece and that piece, and I was able to slide the other one back down. So if we need to use it, we still can. Actually, they gave us plenty. Looks like 6, so they give you spares. I'm pretty sure you only need 4 on each. So yeah, thanks for the spares, Stern. On the next step, they do have you remove this piece of foam. They're going to have us reverse the process, but we're going to install the new speaker panels that came with the machine. So we will drop those down in there. Come over here and grab my screws. Had to apply a little bit of pressure from the top to get that one to line up. I'm not going to snug it down completely until I get this ground wire one in here. That one went in nice and easy. So I'm going to snug these down. The reason this just has a removable handle. I left it off because these don't require a ton of torque, and it also lets me line it up a lot better. So I'm going to get that in there, and we're going to grab the old hardware that we used before and our 5/16. Drop those back on there. Hanger back on here. down like it was. Snug it up. Again, you don't have to torque the hell out of these. Just holding the speaker in. And they're locking threads, so it's got an eye lock on it, so it's not going to go anywhere. That looks good, and I believe the speaker's going to be. The first thing they have us do is grab this light diffuser, just Lexan, and they put protective covering on both sides, keep it from getting scratched up. So we can get that off of there. Sorry, suffer with me. Quick edit. All right. Pop that off. Doesn't look like it's directional at all. Get my other hand free. Might end up loosening that up a little bit. So I'm going to snug that screw down again a little bit because I probably just loosened it up. Yep. I got those tight. That one should have loosened. I'm going to grab our speaker. Got our wires facing towards the head of the machine. Drop that on there. I believe they gave you all new hardware for this, but you're going to want 2 washers and 2 lock nuts. When we removed the speaker before, it was only held down with 2. There's going to be 4 now, so obviously you're going to have to get some of the new hardware. Grab your 5/16 driver. And same with this. You don't have to torque it very tight. Try and get them all really lightly snug before we snug any of them down all the way. That way it's centered up well. Again, I'm just using some light pressure on here. And that's it for putting that speaker on. I'm going to go double check our directions and move on to the next step. We're just going to do a repeat here. Same exact thing that we did on the right side, we're going to do on the left. Doing it in order. We unplug. One thing I noticed, sorry, I got a screw in my mouth. On this side, over on that side, I accidentally forgot to put that little cable clip holder back on there. I'm gonna pop that off on the other side and put the cable clip holder on that. So I did goof a little there, but we can go back. It'll take 20 seconds to fix that. Grab our 5/16. those washers right there before they drop anywhere. Set those down, grab that off here because we're gonna need to remove that anyways. We have that speaker off, and so we can show what I was talking about instead of just talking about it. Let's take care of that really quick. So get that washer off there. Magnet might be handy right about now. Oh, there we go. Ah. Probably wouldn't. Oh. I'm not really left-handed. There we go. Took care of it. Now we'll go swap that other speaker over. Again, same thing as before. Pop our speaker off of here. That one came with 2 washers. Must have been a couple washers stuck together when they're at the factory. Bonus hardware. Have our speaker off of here. We didn't need those fiberglass washers from before, so we'll just keep that in the little hoarding kit somewhere. Grab our speaker. Lights facing out. Wires facing the same direction. Grab 4 of these guys. Let's try to do it right this time. See if I get that first one in there. There we go. They seem to stay pretty well lined up. We'll line up that other hole and I'm going to lock that in there. Same thing here. See if I can get a close-up of that for you. So it's flush, and then we lock it. Be careful with your hand on this. Try not to apply any pressure to the speaker itself. It's basically like paper. Can certainly harm them. So again. Getting the speaker tight to it. Getting that flush and locking it in place. And that's it. And again, we're going to go put this in, and we'll put our speaker in, and we'll move on from there. Remember, we pulled that piece of foam out of there. And get that grill in there. I'm going to grab my 5/16 really quick and put it in my pocket so we have it. Get our little light diffuser ready. Last one I had to apply a little bit of pressure towards the head. That helped the threads line up. If it's taking a lot of effort to get that screw in there, don't cross thread it. Shouldn't take screws a whole lot of effort to get them started. Snugged up, and I'm going to get the hanger on this first to give us a little bit of support. Always gets easier and you get a little bit better and a little bit faster the second time around. that up like it was. Snug that one down since it is supporting everything. Put our washers on. Oh, about ready to make the same mistake. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but there we go. Let's get our wire keeper back on there. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see right now. And I apologize for the noise in the background. I'll go turn that off. Got a heater running. Still a little chilly here. Or it'll turn off on its own. Looks good. Grab our speaker. We have 4 nuts and 4 washers. Don't forget to grab your diffuser. And again, remember there's there's protective covering on both sides. One side's clear. Get that off of there. Grab our speaker. Wires going, I say down, but they're also going towards the head of the machine. Four washers, 4 lock nuts. Five sixteenths again. And again, I'm going to get these very lightly snug down. Not even all the way. Just to make sure everything gets centered up. You actually see me kind of go down, then I feel it starting to snug and I back off just a hair bit. That's just kind of a habit I have. You never want to tighten a single one down when you got multiple until everything's close to assembled. I got those other 3, so I'm going to lightly snug that one down. And again, you don't have to torque these a whole lot. These aren't the wheels on your car. It's not going to go anywhere. The speaker's really light, and these are all nylocks, so they shouldn't ever back off. And we got that on there, and I think the next thing that they're going to have us do is install the node board that'll control these. So we'll jump to that, and I'll reposition the camera. So Stern gave us this really nice template here that's going to let us mark where the holes are going to be for installing the node board. These cutouts are just to go around these 3 screws down here. So we're going to put that in. I'm going to push it all the way into the back corner as tight as I can. Now you can mark this with a screwdriver or a punch. I grabbed a silver Sharpie. If you don't have that around, I think a pencil would work great, but silver Sharpie is going to show up really well. So we're going to mark these, and I can get it out of there. Yeah, maybe it could just live in there forever. There we go. I don't think they have us drill these, but I'm going to drill them because this is, a particle board, and I don't like the idea at all of not pre-drilling for screws on particle board. So I'm going to grab a drill bit that's smaller than the screws that they recommend, and I'm going to just draw some pilot holes to give that a little bit of relief. So again, grab my drill. I have the depth of this. It's set less than the depth of the cabinet here, so I can't drill through the cabinet. It's a pretty small bit. I just held it up against the threads, saw that it was smaller than the threads. And I'm just going to go square this up as good as I can. And I'm going to grab my vacuum really quick, get that dust out of there, and we'll get that node board screwed in. So the next thing they have us do is install our node board. I got these screws that came in our hardware kit. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see in my video right now. And I got a 1/4-inch driver. And they got these little wire holders too. First one I'm going to put in is the from this view, the upper left and the lower right, because I'm going to let those hold this in place. And then I'll put in the other two that have the wire holders on them. So we're going to get that started. Thanks to that template, everything lines up really nicely. And since we pre-drilled those holes, these are a lot easier to get started. I'm not having to apply like a ton of pressure. I would get worried not pre-drilling them. Just gonna sanity check my photo here. Yep, lower right, or lower left and upper right. That's where these go. Finish snugging them down now. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to keep this wire keeper from rotating as I'm tightening it. Looks like we got that in there nicely, and we'll move on to our next step. One thing to double check on the manual, there's these dip switches right here, and I'm going to say the one that's closest to me right now, so the left from your view, that should be in the down position, and the other three should be in the up position. So the next thing they have you do is take this Ethernet cable out of, they call it CN11. So the left one, there's three here, 1, 2, 3. CN11, they have you put it in CN2, so the lower port on here. So we're going to get that, and there's a little tab on the back of it. And we'll just pop this out of here for now, and we'll do some better cable organizing here in a little bit after we get it all plugged in and see how it looks. I can't help but try to organize cables while I'm working on something. So again, I'm going to go from that left port to the bottom port here. And then there should be a supplied cable with the kit, and I believe it's going to go the left port to the top port. We're going to go double check the diagram, and we'll capture that here in a moment. So yeah, as I said, we're going to grab our other... if you're reading your instructions, they call these node cables. You're going to hear me use that interchangeably with Ethernet cables. So node cable, Ethernet cable. We're talking about the same thing. Again, if there's any confusion. So clip goes towards the back of the machine. Pop that up in there. We're going to run that through our little wire cable organizer here. Run that through on the back half there. Loop that out. And we'll plug her into our top port there. I'm going to just give us a little bit of cable up here, just to make sure there's plenty of strain relief on that. And yeah, that's that. We're going to move on to the speaker light power next, I believe. So our next step is going to install this power splitter cable. It's the one that's just got gray and black wire. And we're going to be putting it into this port here. So first thing we're going to do, get this in here. It is keyed, it only goes one way. I believe this just hangs here, so if you ever have to add another power, something else powered by that, you can. I'm going to go underneath our speaker wires here. There's a nice little cable organizer here. See if I can get our cable up in there. Again, I'm trying to keep it as clean as I can. I want everything kind of towards the back and around. They give you plenty of cable here. So I'm going to bring this up and around the back side. And this is going to go into this top port here. With the black wire is going to be facing you. Gray wire towards the wall. So we're going to plug that in there. And that should provide power to our node board. And next thing we're going to do is do our speaker light ring cable. That's going to go over here on the left side of the node board. They give you those wire keepers to run that through there. I also ran that the one that's coming from the power supply through the other wire keeper over there. Can't really screw this up, only one goes to one. It's only long enough to make it to one, so I'm going to go up underneath it here. I'm going to go ahead and plug these in right now. Plug in that ring cable there. And I'm going to plug in our speaker again. Bring this on down here. Yeah. Maybe I should go above. Not sure if you guys can see it. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So same thing on the right side. And I'm going to plug my speaker back in on the right side right now too. Got that in there, got that in there. I'm going to put a zip tie through this wire holder right here. Sorry, you'll see me adjust things till I like how they look. Probably wouldn't hurt to grab yourself a couple of extra zip ties too. The only one came with the kit, but I could see wanting to add a couple to this. Yeah, let's just go zip tie right to the other wire. It'll be fine. Just loosely zip tied to it. I don't have a cable cutter with me right now. I'll get to it here in just a little bit. Last thing that they have you do and then the last thing they have you do is install these ferrite rings or beads. You're going to put as close to the node board as possible. Put 2 on these node cables or Ethernet cables, or I guess not 2, but 1 on each one. And then they want you to put 1 on this speaker ring cable here. And this is supporting it here. And other than that, you can get a couple extra zip ties. You can clean this up just a hair bit more if you like. But that should do it. I believe we're ready to power it up. I'll clip that zip tie in a bit. That'll probably make somebody go nuts, and I'm going to leave that there for right now. I'm going to grab our back glass here, or translite. Careful when you're putting this in, make sure it doesn't drop forward on you. Bring that forward. Pause this for a moment. It's like a good sign to me. Do a little play video of it later, but I don't think you need that to see that it works, and hopefully that helps you with your install. Thanks for watching.